Hey there guys, this is Mr. Royster again. Today I'm bringing you a real treat. I am with Miss Burton in our Foods and Nutrition class where she is teaching chicken stir fry. So let's go ahead and check on out her recipe and see what you think.
We do have our vegetables for today. We have our celery, our carrots, our onion, and we are going to add in, just for the sake of diversity, a frozen batch of stir fry vegetables, and I'll talk to you about the difference in using fresh and frozen here in just a few moments. It is important that you consider cross-contamination and that you are not going to provide any opportunities to contaminate any of your food products. It is also important that you have your skillet nice and hot and ready in order to make sure that when the chicken touches the skillet, it's ready to go. For the chicken, you'll be given skinless, boneless pieces of chicken breast. You will also need to remove some of the excess pieces of the fat. We will start by butterflying. In order to butterfly, you'll need to go to the thicker portion of the breast, starting on the side, looking at an angle, holding the meat with your claw, and slicing it through the middle, but not all the way through. So you think we should have long, thin strips? We should have nice small chunks, smaller pieces, not too small, but you want to probably have cubes. You don't want to oversalt your chicken because we are going to be using soy sauce. Who knows what soy sauce is like? Salty. So you want to have just a lightly sprinkled amount of salt here on your chicken. So I'm going to be cooking my chicken before my vegetables are cut. You will not. Mise en place says that you have everything cut, everything lined up, and then you will add for stir fry one item at a time to your skillet. I'm going to do my chicken and go ahead and get it started. You'll first want to separate your breasts into two nice even pieces so that you have 4 quarters per breast. You want to turn them this direction, and you will somewhat slice, and then you will come back and cube them. Remember, it's important to have the same size pieces because we want to make sure that the chicken is done thoroughly through and through. Notice that I have the pinch and the wrap technique of the chef's knife, pinch and wrap. Okay. Notice that I'm not doing any of this for a wobbly knife. The main thing about the stir fry is you want to make sure that this grease is piping hot. And you want to make sure that it's ready to go as soon as the chicken hits the skillet. That you want to thin out your chicken in the pan, so you may want to come check it out. You want it to have one thin layer. You don't want to have a mound in the middle. Now, I want to talk about density for a moment. There's a science term for you, okay? Density is going to determine the order of your vegetables going into your pan. So which vegetable will we add first? Who said it? Ronnie, thank you. Carrot. And then which one? Celery and then onion. Okay? These will be cut a little different than the soup lab. Okay? I'm going to introduce to you today the stir fry cut. Very similar to the chop. Okay? The difference in the stir fry cut is that the stir fry cut will ensure that you turn your blade at a 45-degree angle. Rather than being up here at 90, you're going to be cutting literally at a diagonal, at a 45. And I'll demonstrate. I'll first show you the typical chop. Okay? Notice that we have 2 nice flat round pieces of carrot. We'll save those here for a moment. On a stir fry cut, your first cut is scrap because you have to get your cut started. So you'll turn your knife at a 45. The knife is never out here. The knife will stay in contact with a rocking motion on the cutting board. You will cut your first slice and discard that piece, and that provides you with this nice angled portion. Each cut will look like this. Why is this better than this? This piece right here is going to cook more readily fast than this piece because this is a chunk. This has longer, more angled surface area, okay? So, on your celery and your carrot, you will be using the stir-fry cut for the lab. It'll look like this. Remember keeping them the same size for doneness purposes. We will add the carrots. Why? Because the stir-fry cooking method, you add one item per time. If you wait until the chicken is fully cooked before you start adding your vegetables, you will be mad at yourself because your chicken will taste like a shoestring and your vegetables will be nice and cooked. The chicken is still raw, folks. Let me show you. The chicken is still raw. Remember to get those carrots into the pan while the chicken is raw. Okay, and then I want to, the term stir fry, I want to stir. Getting those carrots down in the grease. Okay, and notice there's not a lot of grease swimming, folks. Can you see? Not a lot of grease swimming, okay? We don't want swimming chicken. Okay, back to the celery. Okay, first cut is scrap. So we'll cut away that first piece and we'll stir fry. Okay, notice the celery. Okay, this is what we're going for. We're looking for stir fry cuts. First piece is scrap. Okay, let's get the celery in. Notice that the chicken, is the chicken done yet? Y'all didn't like my song? Notice that the chicken is still raw. Can you see? It's okay. Chicken is fine. It's the floor. You're not going to eat on the floor. New terminology. Let's go back to our cutting lesson. The terminology is called julienne. Okay, we will julienne the onion. How will we julienne the onion? A julienne infers nice, thin, long strips. Okay? Okay, so we will remove the stem. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, and then cut straight through your root because, remember, the root is what keeps the onion intact. Now, if you cried making our vegetable soup because of the onion, then you can put your onion in the freezer for about 5 minutes and it will not cause those tears. The onion will be sliced long, thin strips on the flesh side, and we will put them in the skillet just like they are, nice curved edges. Okay, so this here, folks, is what you're going for your onion. Okay, this is called a julienne, a nice thin strip. Let's remove this outside edge of our onion, keeping the root intact the whole time so the onion does not fall apart on you. And we will put our onion in our stir fry. So our onions are in, and now we're ready to not sing the song this time, but stir fry. You want to break those onions up so they can get down in that juice. Coming along rather nicely. We're going to use instant rice. For instant rice, you'll need a microwave-safe dish. You will need a liquid measuring cup and butter. Rice, if you know anything about rice, it's equal portions, 1 to 1. 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of water. 2 cups of rice, 2 cups of water. 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 cup of rice, 1 cup of water. It's 1 to 1 to 1. I'm going to make 4 cups of rice, but I don't have enough room, so I'm going to do 2 and 2. It's okay. It's part of cooking. My mom used to say a messy kitchen is a good kitchen. Can you see the pan? Notice that the pan is talking to us, okay? What do I hear? Okay? So, is it going to speed up or is it going to slow down? Speed up, yes. So, I want to talk to you about these frozen vegetables that I've provided today. what happens when you use frozen vegetables in a product? Is it going to be the same results as a fresh vegetable? Okay, what's going to be different? It's going to have more water because why? They were frozen. So I have to think about that. So there's a chance that I want to let some of that juice start cooking off, and then I'm probably going to have to drain a little bit of this water off after the vegetables cook. Gives it a nice color. Notice that this has a red pepper that I did not use. It has a water chestnut, a white, which I did not use, and then it has nice little rivets of broccoli. We have a traditional stir-fry sauce. You can purchase this at Walmart or Kroger. Stir-fry sauce, a soy sauce, and a little splash of hot sauce. And right before the sauce is going to go in, I'm going to add just about a teaspoon of some minced garlic. I promise you, if you don't like garlic, give it a try. This right here is the secret ingredient to this recipe. When I make this at home and I'm missing this in my kitchen, my family tells me, it's a little off today. But when I have this garlic, it's right on point. So when I provide you with your sauces, I'm going to tell you how much to use. I'm just going to sort of kind of dabble it in a little bit. Okay, so we're almost ready to add our sauce. What am I going to check for? I'm going to check for the amount of liquid in the pan. Okay, so notice that the pan is not swimming. Do you think I'm ready to add my juice, my sauce? Looks pretty good. Where do you want to place the garlic, folks? On top, underneath, down in, right down in the bottom of the pan if you can, right in the center, and we'll stir it down in. Okay, want to get that fresh garlic down in the pan. Give it a chance to brown. Notice it's not swimming, okay? It's going to be a nice coated mixture, but it's not swimming. You want to get that all mixed up. Now that I've added my sauce, I need to reduce the temperature to my pan down to a low. This is a very nicely prepared stir fry here.
You know what, guys? Let me tell you what about cooking at home. The great thing about cooking at home is you can eat healthier and you can eat cheaper. Okay, so
Pretty spicy.
it's not spicy. The carrots are done through. The chicken is done without being overdone. All right. Fried rice is a great, well, chicken stir fry or fried rice, however you cook it at home, is a great way to eat cheap and healthy. Okay. All right. So they're doing it next class.
Friday.
You're all doing it Friday, guys. Cooking at home is great.
You give it an A+?
A+. Okay, guys, how about that recipe? What do you think about that? You know, I am so inspired by Miss Burton's cooking that I'm going to do a couple of cooking videos of my own. So I hope that you will come back later and check those out. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate your support. If you've made it this far, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and support the channel. Share and like this video. Also, check out this video right over here. I picked it out. I think you were going to like it. There's a mystery video picked out by YouTube right down here. Check it out as well. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I will see you in the next video.